Overnight, Israel keeping its vow to make Hamas pay. An outraged Israel striking back at the killers responsible for the apparent vicious murder of 3 teenagers, including one American kidnapped more than 2 weeks ago. John Huddy is live in Israel at the home of the American citizen killed. John, tell us the very latest.
Well, first of all, in terms of the airstrikes, the Israeli Air Force struck 34 Hamas military locations overnight. Now, in terms of the teens, we are, as you mentioned, standing outside the home of one of the teens. Let me just step out of the way real quick to set the scene for you. Okay, now there's a sign saying bring our boys back, but as we know, this has come to a tragic end. We're in the village of Nofai Alon, where 16-year-old Naftali Frankel lived with his family. Naftali had dual U.S.-Israeli citizenship, and as we know now, his body was found outside the West Bank city of Hebron, along with the bodies of Eyal Yefrak and Gilad Shar. Now, they disappeared June 12th, walking home from school in the West Bank, and their bodies were found last night buried under a pile of rocks in an open field just outside the West Bank city of Hebron. Last night, there were numerous candlelight vigils for the teens throughout Israel, including those in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. At this point, we understand they'll be buried side by side in a joint funeral today. That's just around 5:30 p.m. here, which is 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And this is around, by the way, the same time the boys' bodies were found yesterday. So at this point, we're waiting for more information about what Israel's response is going to be. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Hamas is responsible and Hamas will pay. Back to you in New York.
All right, John Huddy live in Israel with the very latest. Thanks, John.
Heart's breaking for those families.
Terrible
there.
Story.
You know, last night was a big night. Yesterday